Hi, my name's Dave, and I've spent most of my life outdoors here in Canada's western frontier. I believe one thing to be true. Outside is therapy. It's where we both reconnect and disconnect. I hope you'll come with me as we build, explore, and repeat.
You know, for like a $90 air compressor and an hour's worth of work, this onboard air system is just works every time. It's like, Jesus, it's probably 2.5 years old now, and it still works just like it does when it was brand new. So goes to show, guys, sometimes you don't need to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on gear. I mean, it's fun to do it, and if you're building something out hardcore, maybe you can justify it then. But man, 2.5 years through Canadian winters, probably over 50,000 kilometers, and water crossings and car washes and dirt roads. I mean, come on, you can't beat it. But once this last tire's aired up, we're gonna hit the road and go get a shower. This is a really good example of why, if you see a cool road, you should just turn around and take it, because you get views like this. Oh my God, look at that. Bald eagle. I guess that road's a bunk. We gotta turn around here. That's okay. It was a nice drive. It was a nice little detour. Let's just not drive off the cliff here. Of course, I find the most amazing campsite yet on the night that I'm not camping. This site seems too perfect not to post some photos. So although I'm not gonna camp here, this is like the perfect, this might be the perfect stage for a photo shoot. And I've got that sun just about peeking up, like just about to go down by that mountain. So I might have a few minutes to get some pretty awesome pictures. So I'm gonna take the opportunity and do a photo shoot and then hit the road. How about that? Unbelievable. This is exactly, I mean, there's a lot of trash here, so that's pretty shitty. Like, there's trash everywhere, and I'm out of garbage bags. Unfortunately, I can't pick any of it up, but it's a shame. That's a shame. This place is too beautiful to look like this. And they say there's no camping along the road here anyway, but I can see why. I also see a boat launch on the other side of the lake. Who knows, maybe we got a little time to fish yet. But we're gonna do some photos and then peace out of here because I'm losing my light. Very often in hotels.
Okay,
So.
then that's yours, Suki.
Oh, perfect. Oh, thank you. That's mine. Okay, awesome. Thanks, Kev.
You're welcome.
See ya.
Someone has to make a decision.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. We're at a hotel room, if you can't tell. And Zeus is getting super, super excited because he knows it's time to hit the road again. But before we do that, we are showered. We are not shaved, but we are showered. Feeling good. We had a nice warm meal last night. Slept in a nice bed. Zeus even got his own bed. We are in Troutdale, Oregon, which is very close to Portland, Oregon. And despite my aversion to cities, driving through the night, I think, is the key when you're coming into these big cities. So that's what we're going to do from now on. If we have to hit any big cities, we'll be driving through the night and avoiding traffic. However, today we have a meeting with Lolo Overland. We're going to be meeting with Josh. Okay, so here's the deal. When you're trying to travel thousands of kilometers and match up your itinerary with everybody's work schedule, it became very, very difficult to do. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to meet with Josh at Lolo Overland today, but I was able to meet with Philip, and Philip is the store and business manager for Lolo, and he is a top shelf guy. He's very knowledgeable and exactly the kind of person you want running your store, so I had no problems talking with Philip. I grabbed some gear, and obviously I played with the puppers, as you are supposed to do when presented with the gift of ball. So we played some fetch, but soon it was time to go. Oh boy, all right. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, what an awesome store. Philip, top shelf. Josh, sorry I missed you, man. But I have a feeling we'll be chatting quite a bit moving forward. So I would say that is a, what would they call that? I would say that's a win. Let's call that a win. We left some hats and some cards with Philip. We got a new hoodie from Lolo Overland, and now, guys, we're gonna make the push. Really big push down into Moab. Let's hope the truck holds up. Let's hope everything else works really well. Picked up some goodies from Lolo Overland. Maybe we'll try installing those in the field. But for now, guys, I say we get on the road. Big day, big day. Let's go. The original section for this part of the trip was going to be going through Timber Gulch, but because we had to spend a little bit more time in Washington and Oregon while we waited for the weekend to pass, we had to reschedule a little bit. And because we had such a large distance to go, I really wanted to get down into Moab, and so I decided to push it and push it and push it. We ended up driving a very long time, but eventually the weather did turn, and it turned at a time where I unfortunately was already very tired. So I needed to stop real quick and do some refueling before getting back on the road and making the final push. Now, generally, I've driven through my fair share of terrible winter weather. This is going to actually be up there with some of the worst weather I've driven back in my home country of Canada. The whiteout was absolutely dreadful, and eventually, after quite a few hours of driving, I managed to find a place to pull off for the night, and thank God, because I am zonked. All right, everybody, we are at 3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I've got a spot picked out for Overlander just outside of Provo, Utah. But I just drove
Continue
through.
on US 6 East for 21 miles.
I just drove through one of the craziest blizzards that I've ever drove through. Reminded me of like northern BC kind of weather. I'm gonna be pulling off here in less than 15 minutes to take a nap, and we'll see what we wake up to.
When, closely, they exited the pyramid through the long tunnel they'd entered by. When they emerged, Wong saw the noonday sun bathing the land in warmth.
Alright, morning everybody. Last night was rough. I pulled off. I wasn't expecting this much snow. I wasn't expecting this kind of weather this far south. That's my fault, I guess, but yeah, not expecting it at all. And was hoping it would be more desert. Alright guys, allow me to jump in here and just make a long story short. Obviously, my energy today is not what I want it to be, especially the fact that today is the day we actually reach Moab, a place that has been close to my heart for a very, very long time. Unfortunately, the cold, hard reality about travel, especially long distance and self-reliant travel, is this. You spend a considerable amount of time in your head on the road. You can fill that time with audiobooks, music, and podcasts all you want, but ultimately you're living inside your head. You're not feeding off your partner's energy or your travel buddy's energy, and you're not able to get that refuel if you're traveling solo. Pair that with an 18-hour trip through really bad weather, and the rising cost in fuel. It was at this point in my trip that I really felt the pinch at the tanks. The Frontier is not a fuel-efficient vehicle to begin with. No 4-liter V6 is a fuel-efficient vehicle, but then you put 500 to 600 pounds of overlanding equipment onto that without adding an extended range tank. You're going to see it and you're going to feel it. I was not anticipating that the cost of fuel would be so much when I factored in the exchange rate. This goes back to the fact that I am not the kind of traveler that just sits down and plans a trip. I have a general idea of what I want to accomplish. I have a general idea of how much it's going to cost, and then I go. And this is just one of the consequences that I have to deal with as being that kind of person. That being said, I am on my way into Moab. Today ends up turning around, and I get to spend some time in some beauty, and that's really important, especially when you're having such a low moment like I was having here this morning. Just getting there and seeing the majesty that is Utah did everything to lighten my spirits, and I am so happy to have gone down here and to be driving down this road right now. I'm just looking at everything around me, and I'm just so blessed, but at the same time there's this tinge of subpar expectations that exists over my arrival, and I hope to do this again later with some friends and maybe some family, when maybe the price of fuel isn't reserved specifically for rich people or Tesla owners, because this was ridiculous. But again, I was very, very happy to be where I am and seeing the things that I was seeing. So let's see what else Utah has to show us.
They reached the house. The sun had not yet risen. It was about the same time of night that Wong... shook his head again. I know that it's technically and operationally feasible. But you know, you just lack the sensitivity to this kind of thing. You want to aim a super powerful radio beam at the red sun. Have you thought about the political symbolism of such an experiment? Yang and Yang were both utterly reportedly revised to remove political risk. Terms like sunspots were forbidden. An experiment that sent a powerful radio transmission at the sun could of course be interpreted in 1,000 positive ways, but a single negative interpretation would be enough to bring political disaster on everyone. Ray's reason for refusing to allow the experiment was truly unassailable. Yeah, didn't give up though. In fact, as long as she didn't take excessive risks, it wasn't difficult to accomplish her goal.
No, but it's that's for you. That's for you. Hallelujah, guys. Hallelujah.